Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I want to show you how to create a database. We are going to use the MySQL command line only. How to create a database on it. We are going to also to create a table and insert some data on it. So hoping that you have already installed the MySQL command line already in your PC. Let's go to it. Let's me get into my MySQL command line. MySQL command line. See already. I need to put my password. Oh, but it's long. Yeah, that's my password. My server already have some series of databases on it. Let's ask MySQL server to show the database that are already on it. Show database. See, show databases. You must put that semicolon for the execution, then hit enter. I already have some databases here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have already 7 databases here. Now I'm going to create another one, another database. Let's say call it student. Let's say create database. Then the name of the database. Let's call it. Let's just call it student. Just call it student. Then hit semicolon. Then hit enter. When query okay, one no affected. That means you have already created a database called students. Let's now see what is inside our database students. You should know that database is it's always contains of tables. These tables are joined together using queries. They consist of rows and columns. That's all what makes a database. So let's see what's already in our student database. Show tables. Then hit enter. Ella, not database selected. Oh, I've not already selected the database that I'm going to use. I'm going to use this my new database that I've created, student database. So we are going to use student database, which we have already created here. Then semicolon, then hit enter. Database changed. Let's check what's inside. Show tables, semicolon, then hit enter. Empty set. There is nothing which is on it. So let's create some tables on this database that you already created, student. Whatever we are going to do now, it's going to reflect to this database that you have selected, student. So let's create a table here. Create some tables. Create table. Let's call this table student. Let's just call it student table. Student table. Then let's formulate our table. What is going to be inside our table first. We're going to formulate that. Let's go on Notepad and formulate what are the parameters that our table will contain. Let's say the first one will contain student ID, student ID. Then the other parameter will be student name. Student name. The parameter will be, suppose, student password. Student password. Then the other parameter will be what? Let's say student email. Email. Those are, let's take those 4 parameters. That's what will be contained in our table. These are columns, also they are columns in the table. Let's go on our command and create these parameters. Create table, student table. What will it contain? One, it will contain student ID. What are the characteristics of this parameter? It will be integer, not null. It will be auto increment. Let me maximize this so that you can see where auto increment. Then the other parameter will be what? Will be student name. It will be varchar. Suppose that characters. It should not be null, not null. The other parameter student password. Also it will be varchar. Suppose 20 characters, not null. The other parameter student email, also it will be varchar. Say 40 characters, not null. And the primary key, or it's just the unique key that identifies each student. Primary key. Let's set our primary key as the student ID. student ID will be our primary key. Then we put the closing bracket and the semicolon, hit enter. Query okay, zero rows affected. So we have already created our table here. Let's describe the table. Let's see how the table looks. Describe student table, semicolon, then hit enter. This is the table that you've created. These are the columns: student ID, int, not null, primary key, auto increment. So let's insert some data on this database that we have, this table that we have created on our database, student database. Let's insert some data. Insert into student table. What are we going to insert? We are going to insert, we don't need to insert the student ID because it's auto increment. It's going just to reflect on the table because it's auto increment. So we are going to insert student name, password, and email. So we are going to use student name, comma, student password, comma, then finally student email. It's okay. Right. So when you have the values, let's leave this up. Values. Name. Let's check over name. No, what the fuck. Let's say name. Let's take name like John Smith. We are closing out on these single quotes. Use these single quotes on the MySQL command line. If you use double quotes, it will never execute. Then we have this student password. Let's take off password as Smith 256. Then we have email. Let's say Smith 12 gmail.com. We have not put the quote, put the single quote, and you close the bracket. Those are the data that we are going to insert. Then you put them semicolon to execute, hit enter, query OK, one row affected, that is 76. So let's see what's inside our table now. We have already inserted some data here, so let's see what's inside our table view. Select, we put this star to mean select everything on the table. Select from which is table, student, everything from student table. We hit the semicolon, then hit enter. Yeah, this is what's inside our table now. Student ID, student name, student password, student email, smith at gmail.com, mail. That's how we create some tables. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to subscribe and like and comment on whatever you want me to do for you. I'll be grateful. Thank you guys. Subscribe, don't forget that, man. Thank you.